Hey everybody, welcome to SuperDerek Streams, my first day of attempted E3 coverage. Unfortunately, I missed the actual live event, but I figured I'd go ahead and start giving this a shot. You know, just catch up a little bit with what I missed and, you know, see if there was anything in here that interested me. You know, I'm not actually expecting all that much from EA these days. I mean, let's be honest here. EA. Whoa. My mic stand literally just fell apart. It's great. Well. Okay. It's back together now for a minute. Anyways, guys, how you been? Good to see you, Duo Beard. Good to see you, Studio Goggles. Nice to see everybody here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not expecting really too much from EA, just in general, especially for RPGs. But, you know, that doesn't mean that nothing they do is going to interest me.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
You know, I hear that there was a...
We're going to talk about that a
that
little
was
bit
Anthem,
later in
okay.
the show. But welcome
So I hear
everybody
that,
to
I mean,
EA Play. I'm
EA has like
Andrew
BioWare
Renee.
in their
While you
pocket,
might
right?
recognize
So
me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year
She's a fan
is
of
gonna be a lot
EA?
of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready.
They still
So we're
exist.
about to kick the press conference off.
Like,
But before we
EA
do
has
that,
managed to like
EA Play
really...
is more than
I have
just
no
the
idea.
show
There's
you're about to
there's nothing
watch.
on screen that says
Right
who this
behind
chick
these
is.
doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's
But
a
EA has
full
done a really good
3-day
job
gaming
of,
festival where thousands of gamers
has
can
done a
come
really
and
good
play
job of
games for
alienating
free.
a lot of their
Now,
audience
inside
over the
theater
years.
Here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world.
Have a tendency
who are
of
going to be
buying good
capturing,
franchises and
streaming,
companies and
giving
then,
their first impressions of the games
well,
that we're going to be showing off here today.
EA-ifying
But
them.
before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, not particularly.
Then we've got two new indie
But
games to share,
cool.
and then I'm going to come back
Indie
towards
games
the
from
end of the
EA.
show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty
That's exciting.
look at Anthem. And of course,
No
we got the
worries,
woos
David.
for Anthem. I'm into it.
You know, I want
You
to
wanna
keep
do
an
this
eye
with
on
me?
this in full, even though I'm not expecting much.
Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys, if I
It'd be
killed
nice
you all
just
the
to
secrets at once,
just
right?
experience how good
Give
or
him a
bad it
break. He
is,
needs
you
to
know.
just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Oh, hey, Xeno Rogue, welcome. That's about what I would expect. I think, is this the one that had, like, the person with, like, a fake arm that, like, bashes somebody in? Did I remember hearing about this somewhere? Like an amputee, like, an amputee female
kick this thing off.
with a bionic arm?
It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting. There's been a lot of speculation and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works. You want to know more about
it's the guy with, like, the
take on
Braveheart
Second World War.
face paint
So today,
there.
we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive Battlefield yet.
It certainly is. You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies. Where previously defenses were stationary, you will now be able to move these weapons around on the battlefield and gain advantages. And our renowned destruction system is back and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing you for you, as they rip through those
tanks
buildings.
actually go through houses like that?
You will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but
like
for the
full on
looks,
like brick houses
as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to
a lot more of our new
every other
gameplay
conference.
Here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Gosh.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah,
So
I think
we
the Square Enix conference is going to be really awesome.
Stories that
Hey,
got
J-Love.
us excited to start with on this game. It's about what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes
pretty
of
good-looking
the men
graphics,
and the
I guess.
women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war.
Real and relatable people.
We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War. No loot boxes, no premium pass.
Well, that's good.
Every day will bring something new. And as part of that journey,
Did EA just
after
announce,
launch,
hey guys,
you'll get
don't worry,
something
we're
I
not
know
going
a
to
lot
try to
of you
screw
have been
everybody
asking
out of
for.
their pennies and nickels and dollars.
It's Royale.
Like, it's a shame when that sort of thing has to be announced
Royale
like it is, right?
reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of
I mean, it's a
Battlefield
step in the
with
right direction,
destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that, it's time to show you what makes Battlefield so special. It's the unmatched intensity of our multiplayer sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
I hope so. I mean, gosh, after that Star Wars, was it Battlefront 2? Where they just, God, they got the ire of the entire internet after them after that debacle. I'm sure that they're looking at other ways of monetizing their games, but, you know, as long as there's not, you know, outright gambling and loot boxes and stuff, then it's probably all right, I guess. You know, the thing about first-person shooters that would probably make them more interesting to me is if more context was provided. Like if there was like a single-player campaign where you take on the role of a soldier who was like drafted, and like you have to go through all of the things leading up to being drafted into the war, and like, and you know, having to like tell your parents that you've been drafted and like having them like cry, and then you'd be like taken off, you know, against your will and forced to fight in a war you don't, you know, care for. Like, if they contextualized it and made you care about the characters more, then, you know, and not like everything was like a fight after fight after fight, right? Like you'd be deployed, you'd probably come back for a little while. So I feel like these kinds of games just focus so much on the fight, and they glorify the violence, and they're not actually showing any of the realities of war. You know, FIFA games don't appeal to me, I'm not really a sports guy, but I know that there are a lot of people out there who really like the FIFA group of games. So it's cool that they are getting a new entry here. Yeah, I know that soccer or football gets a lot of people going, so good for them. I think that the organization FIFA itself, though, I heard that they're pretty corrupt, right? Like pretty infamously corrupt,
right?
right?
The UEFA Champions League, the pinnacle of club football.
Or am I thinking of another football organization?
Icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's
Valiant
own
Hearts
Vince Staples
is
for
a
collaborating
World
with us
War
on the
I
trailer.
era platformer.
And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life.
I might check that out.
In FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise. And you've been asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here. And that's why we're bringing the Champions League across the game. There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content.
Oh, the World Cup starts just before E3?
With all our other Ultimate Team features
That would probably
later
explain
this
why
summer.
FIFA always has such a really strong presence
And all that's
at E3.
just the beginning. As you know, the heart and soul of FIFA is gameplay. And this year, we're giving you the tools to control the pitch in every moment, from your tactical approach to the match to each technical touch. And we know how passionate you are about gameplay, so we've worked hard to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community. From hands-on tests with beginners to detailed feedback sessions with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now
this all
is that the
like
quality
looks
bar
pretty.
of gameplay
I have
was
no
raised
idea how
yet
this
again
controls.
year. So we look forward to
I see them
everybody
like doing all these insane
experiencing
trick
the game
shots
on the hands-on
and like
sessions
things
this
go into
week.
slow motion and it
And
looks
also, of course, we're
really
extremely
cool. But it's like,
excited for everybody
that-
to play it when we launch on
does that actually
September
happen
28th.
during these games, or is this just like
And that's our FIFA
Hypefest,
19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions
there?
League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect. Standing next to this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one, the pursuit of Champions League glory. But for your country, it's this trophy, the World Cup. And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete
just 5
for it
days,
in
I
FIFA
guess.
18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start
doesn't
of the
happen?
World Cup.
Okay.
And we want to celebrate with
I was
FIFA
like,
18
how do you
players,
you
which is why
you know,
we've just updated
pull
the
those
game
things off in
with a
such
free World Cup experience
tight quarters?
on
Does it go all
PlayStation
like
4,
Fallout? You use a
Xbox
VATS
One,
system to
PS,
kick the ball?
PC, and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or you can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify? And you can feel their excitement.
Yeah, I saw that in the comments of that other video, Torgo. Well, welcome back, man. It's so strange that that happens.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience so far. But we don't want to stop there. We want to invite everyone to come and join the celebration. So I'm pleased to announce that for a limited time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah.
Wait, what? Play what game for free? Oh, a free trial of FIFA 18?
So to kick off the trial, we've got some of the world's biggest creators who are going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World
That's
Cup
pretty
tournament.
nice.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA fans. Plenty of FIFA 18 content centered around the
Free
World
trial
Cup,
of FIFA
and
18,
we'll bring
so
you all the details
get
on
you
FIFA
hooked,
19.
then after
but in
that
the
you gotta
meantime,
pay.
let's all enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and auf Ravistan!
No, what they need to do, or what EA is probably going to do at some point, yeah, you can have the game for free, but individual characters, like players, you got to pay for. Only $10 a player, though.
EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you. We've got lots to do, but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games anywhere, anytime. So this week, we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet, but it is a promise of what we hope to bring you in the future. The second part of that, of course, is
how do you account for latency, then?
And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games.
I mean, I guess they must have figured it out, but...
Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premiere. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premiere will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade. Then FIFA 19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come. Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers.
Something about Anthem sounds really familiar.
It will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and
is that a Bungie IP? Or not Bungie, but
subscription, come in and play a free
the people
trial
who used to be
of Origin
Bungie?
Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
I know that like Halo started off as Marathon, like way back when. Is Anthem part of that? It's BioWare. Like, did there used to be like a really old computer game called Anthem? What's that? I wonder if that was that indie game that they were talking about before, or one of the two. The Sims. I saw a dragon. That could be something, maybe. Are those just already existing games? Probably.
Hey, everybody. What's up? So I'm here sitting inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super
I love
excited
having a
about that
microphone
event
put
on
in my
PC,
face
right?
when I was just sitting in the crowd.
So,
Yeah.
you guys may have seen that Vince was tweeting yesterday,
No,
and
I'm
there
guessing
has
he was
been a
planning
bunch of
on this.
speculation. So, we
Hey,
wanna
Joey.
just get right to it?
Welcome.
Sure.
All the way in Puerto
I mean,
Rico.
we're not
Welcome.
ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the internet is going wild right now.
I hope so.
I bet it is.
So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
Yeah, I don't think I mind
does that mean I
the
get to,
announcer
like,
chick
hold
too
a
much.
lightsaber?
Yes.
I don't know her name. She seems all right.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times.
Well,
Might be a
Mattias, they have to
little
put
vague
somebody
here, but
as an
the
announcer
Jedis
for
are being
EA,
hunted,
and
so
I mean, at a
it's
certain
gonna be
point, you have to have.
So for all the hardcore
You have to have
nerds
some
out there
fake
who want to know like
enthusiasm, or else
where
they
in
won't
the
pay you, right?
timeline, like between which episodes is it?
between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits? No?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's gonna just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
All right, so I
Okay,
think
it seems like
people
that guy
are now
really likes what he's
anxiously wanna
talking
know,
about,
like,
at least.
When can we play the game?
It will be holiday of next year, 2019, not this year.
Sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the show today. We do have a little bit more news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm really happy and excited to be here today. So
Okay, her name is Andrea Renee.
For hanging out with me for a little bit. So
Okay.
we launched
Thanks,
our
Zachary.
game in November of last
Yeah,
year.
she doesn't seem-
and
she
clearly
doesn't seem
we
too
didn't
bad
get
in my
it
opinion.
Quite right. So
I mean,
instead of
there's
coming
been
out of the gate
worse, for
sprinting
sure.
Like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And thank you. It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved
That does look pretty
building
cool.
Ewok
I
hunts.
mean, reused footage aside.
So, as you might know, we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week. It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return of one of our favorite modes, extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game, which will allow you to team up much easier and play with your friends.
Yeah, I think I know where you're coming from,
We're
though,
also
Mattias, but
adding a new
it's
Starfighter
yeah, it doesn't
mode
really
focused
doesn't-
around
I can see
dogfighting
through it,
with
I
your
guess.
hero ships.
I can see past it.
And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. we know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars
Childish
conflict.
Gambino.
So I'm excited to
You know,
confirm
I've
that
been a huge fan
Battlefront
of
2
Donald
this year
Glover ever
will
since
be
he was
going
on
deep
Derek
into
Comedy
the
on
combos.
YouTube way back in the day.
It's only fitting
Thank you, Raphael.
that we begin on the planet Geonosis, featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the heroes and villains. First, let me introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. But we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku.
I'm getting some prequel people in here.
Someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker. The team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We had a rough start, but I really think that this game has a bright future. Thank you very much for playing the game, providing us with your feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of yarn in games lately, over the past, like, 5 years. Seems kind of like an inordinate amount of crafting materials these days in video games. I think I've seen a little bit of this IP before, if I'm not mistaken. He's like an infinite yarn guy, right? Yeah.
Hi, it's really good to see you. In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled. And it leads you off on an adventure. So welcome to Unravel 2.
Okay, I'm interested. This is legitimately the most exciting game I've seen so far.
It's a game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend. But there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn.
This is kind of like an Ice Climber sort of deal.
Through this adventure. This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And we think it's a worthy successor. And I want to show it to you now, so I brought some help. So please welcome Michael to the stage. He's a producer at Coldwood. And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
Yeah, I wonder if this is Ice Climber Z, where you basically control one or the other.
This wasn't prepared. There we are. So when you're playing it by yourself, you can essentially pick up the other character and carry them along through the more fast-paced segments of the game. And we actually tried to include a bit more of those.
In the background.
Because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we wanted to have more like thrill and danger and kind of wow moments. Places that were like fun and exciting. And then when you get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters. Because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across. So I guess I'll jump in at this point.
Yeah, come join me. So I'm gonna be the red one.
Okay.
You'll be the blue one.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there.
Okay.
And the bird is back. Oops.
I'm probably not going to personally buy this. But
playing
I'll say that this game actually looks good so far.
I'll swing. All right.
Like,
nice. And I'll catch you.
I mostly won't buy it because I don't have time to play anything that's not an RPG at this point, but
Can I swing now?
Okay, you go ahead.
yeah, that's a pretty cool cool mechanic. Kind of reminds me a little bit of
Okay, this is the scary part.
Knuckles Chaotix a little bit, actually. Just a little bit.
Got it? Oh, very nice. No. Faster.
Well done.
Sweet, well done.
You know, my
Okay,
I'm
I'll
intimately
go up and
familiar with how
distract you
yarn
so you
works
can-
because my
I'll
wife
sneak up here.
does a lot of crafts, and I can tell you that these guys would get so tangled running through all those all the brush and
your
all the,
turn.
all the stuff,
Look at me. There you go.
all the
Keep
grass
him
and
up
stuff.
with
This would
the
just
left.
get tangled everywhere. These guys would get
Now I'll go.
knotted so badly, so unrealistic.
All right. I'll
I'll
pull you
I'll
up. There you go.
This is cool though. I like the that weird turkey thing in the background that's chasing him around.
Now we can breathe again.
And it was really funny that
Finally.
at first at the
One more time.
beginning, is that like a pheasant? Well, it was funny that in the beginning of the cutscene, it
So
came
that's
across a couple of
that's a
guys
quick
just
little
hanging out in the
look
woods
at,
with like
Unravel 2.
this sort of like wavy look around them, like they were kind of ethereal or something. It looked like they were probably just a couple dudes smoking pot
I
in the
really
woods.
hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some
Just got
love
attacked
to
by a
the team
turkey.
back home because
So it's got some humor
working on
about
this
it.
game has been a completely amazing team effort on so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home.
Yeah,
And
Amy plays some video games sometimes.
Love
Like when Amy and I first started dating, I did make her play through Earthbound. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is opening cutscene for the game, I guess.
Till Queendom come. Till Queendom come. My Queendom come. My Queendom come. The sea waves are
That's
my
neat.
healing god, and the sun on my head is my crown. I made this queendom on my own,
I wonder how much
and all the mountains are
how much trial and error there is to playing this. How much like puzzle solving. It looks like there's got to be some element of puzzle solving to how to get through all of these levels. I like that depth of field look on these visuals. All right, I really like the way this game looks as a whole. It looks
Thank you,
really
Martin,
magical and fun,
the brilliant team at
like
Coldwood.
the way a
the
video
game is
game
really strong.
should, you know?
These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel.
Seems like a
2
really
with my
nice,
kids.
wholesome game.
But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right.
Oh, it's out.
You'll be able to take these two Yarnies on their next big adventure starting today. The game is finished, it's out.
Somebody screams, "Oh my God!"
So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood. Back in 2015, we started on this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most
it has
creative,
been a while.
independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Hazelight and The Way Out. And I think we all kind of remember that. And you might even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new, and you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks. And A Way Out is such a huge success that Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Joe My Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from Joe My Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude. Oh.
Thank you, Patrick. I still remember during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like, our whole team, including me, were super excited. It actually feels a little bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited. Thank you. We are Yomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it. The whole journey from the very first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing. Let me tell you more about our game. When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters. This
looks pretty
is at
cool
the
so
core
far,
of
visually.
everything you will see, hear,
Is that,
and hopefully feel
cel-shaded
while
style
playing
graphics
SOS.
there?
What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how the concept seems to just float out of me right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how outsiders, friends, and families see those who struggle. We achieve all this in playful ways so that players who want to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness turns to the outside and she becomes a monster.
I mean, it's nice that they are focusing so much on symbolism in the game.
But also how to turn her back into a human.
But
Ultimately,
I'd really like
the
to find
goal
out what kind of game this
all those
is.
emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger. Some would be better off a little smaller. But
Oh, she said
to embrace
balance, not...
even your
I
destructive
thought she said
part
balance.
or your self-doubt.
I was like,
in
did
the
she
same
say
way
that
you
on
embrace your
stage,
joy
really?
or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And
That's what I thought she said,
what our game
Matthias.
is all about.
Balance.
Is this real? This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and tortures my soul. I'm no child of destiny and no fortune's son. I've just chased you so long now, I'm too weak to run.
This looks terrifying.
A new day is here, but nothing
Beautifully terrifying.
is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
That... Yeah. So I'm guessing that's some sort of like a platform exploration sort of game, I guess.
Yeah,
it looks good.
I'm the one.
Okay.
I'm not the
I'm pretty excited for that. I mean,
Are the one.
I'm excited to see more about it, I guess.
Put you on an island. Crossover. Gather. Gang. And we're balling. Be ready. Because we're coming at you with the squad.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Say it how you want. Trust the process.
Oh, this game, I'm not... No. No thanks. But that last one, Sea of Solitude? It's a... Seems like a good game so far. I mean, gotta play it first before you can really get excited about it. But it looks really neat.
I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. And this is my squad.
My name's Shay Kivlin, aka Young Kiv. I'm from Seattle, Washington. The only goal of mine is really to win the Mountain Belt.
Kiv's been going after that belt since 2016. At some point, he's going to need to get out of this quarterfinal and claim a major.
It's a big night for young Kiv. He's been stuck at the quarterfinals.
And here he is now in his first championship game, looking to accomplish a goal.
Third and four throws.
Playing a video game.
That was a phenomenal read, and Trini's got the lead.
Who is this?
To 19.
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
Oh, we have a credible matchup. It's a rematch.
The Madden Bowl?
Touchdown, Kev.
What?
And young Kev is going to be your champion. Can I play you again?
You want to get smacked again on TV?
Everything, no. Madden 18 champion.
He's finally done it.
Good for him.
Okay, baby, how you doing?
Oh, they actually brought him on stage to talk.
Wow, already starting. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys can see, king of touchdown celebrations. That's pretty fire. I like that a lot. As you guys know, this is Young Kiv, Madden 18, Madden champion. Like, give it up for Young Kiv, y'all. Give it up. Young Kiv, how has it been? You know, your success and your path, you know, to where you're at today.
It's I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school, I was playing baseball. I hurt my arm,
So then I picked up Madden, and at first I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it. Eventually I made my first tournament, but I had a big decision. It was the same time as my graduation.
Wow, okay. So the key to be the #1 player in Madden is to hurt your arm in baseball. That's number one. Number two, you said you had the decision to go to your graduation or go to a tournament. So like, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money.
Yay. Chase
That's
that
awesome.
money.
Okay, now the past few years, how has it been for you? I know you had some ups
Like,
and downs.
I simultaneously
It's been
hate this
tough.
guy
I've had a
and
lot of
feel bad
devastating
for him.
losses. I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those losses. It made me gain a
Like-
lot of mental toughness, and that's how I got this belt.
That's awesome.
Oh, hey, Popka,
That
good to
belt
see you,
is
man.
So amazing. There's a lot of
Yeah, I simultaneously hate
on
this
that
guy and
belt.
feel bad for him because he looks like
Well, today, EA Play,
he seems
first
like
look
a
at
bit
the
of a
Madden
douche.
19
I
trailer.
mean, that's
Super excited. It's going to be so
be
fun.
honest.
It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here.
But
and
on the
talk to
other
you guys
hand, I
forever.
feel bad
I'm
for
not
him
gonna bore you
because
guys. We're going to go out.
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
try
they
to
kind of
take
dragged him
this
on
belt,
stage without
round
like.
two, so we're out.
It just doesn't seem like he's very comfortable and easily present. I don't know. I guess
life to get to moments like
maybe he did better up on stage than I did, but
to the very top of the mountain.
like I feel like they gave him the instruction to be like, okay, you need to go on stage and be that kid on Xbox Live that everybody hates,
all just to get to this
in real
place.
life. And he's like,
You've been told
okay,
legends are born. You fall.
I didn't know that competitive like EA games was a thing, like competitive Madden.
See that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all, but about all the moments that got you here.
Yeah, I'm hoping for an Elder Scrolls 6 this year as well. I mean, Fallout has Fallout 76, and maybe Bethesda will think that's enough, but you know, it's been a while since a new Elder Scrolls game.
Would you let the moment define you?
They have competitive NHL too?
Or will you define the moment?
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live, winner-take-all, head-to-head match. Michael, why don't you tell us the rules?
Sure thing. The objective is straightforward. Destroy the opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map.
A giant what missile?
Control the missile by standing on a majority of the control points. A bar fills up
Did he say
while the
nuclear
missile is possessed.
missile?
Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. Takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win. That's it.
Sounds great, Michael. Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah,
ladies
let's
and gentlemen, we have an
play a
awesome
mobile
matchup
game.
lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room, if you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise
Oh,
for
it's
In
Command and
Control.
Conquer.
Yes.
Okay.
His opponent, fighting
Yeah,
for the
not
red
every game can
side
be
of
an
the room,
RPG, I
a
guess.
competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
Wait, did they say Nick at Night? What? As in, like, Nickelodeon After
It's gonna
Dark?
be a real clash of these gaming
Like-
styles
Yeah,
and
it
the
is.
competitive
What?
backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great
Totally.
match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All right, are the players ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of
Yes.
you out there. It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are ready.
You can tell that he's really excited because he told you that he's really excited.
Bases have been deployed, and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a harvester to start things off. Nothing too crazy yet.
Nothing too crazy.
Yep, nothing too
Infantry is
crazy.
going to come out to hold that top point. Both players, of course, trying to take that position. Nick and Knight being able to reach it a little bit first in a strategy game. That flank position that In Control is going from the top side, also very important as Nick and Knight's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there. Here comes GDI with a Rhino. It's going to rip up those infantry.
Yeah, going for the anti-infantry. And like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your forces and protecting that economy as well.
Yep, Nick and Knight with some attack bikes in the top. There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to hold those control zones.
Right, and In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
I don't know about this.
And now he's redeploying his vehicles to the south
I'm
side,
not feeling very,
deal with the attack bikes.
not
And
feeling
as
it.
the economy ramps up, of course,
I mean,
we're seeing bigger, more
you
powerful
know I'm not
units
feeling
come
this.
out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to help flank those flamethrowers.
What do you guys think?
Absolutely. Again, those are gonna tear through
Micromanagements
those
and
infantry.
Yeah, and
microtransactions.
In Control brings out his first tank. That's going to be used to try and help push back
The only
these
mobile
smaller
game
forces as he
worth
makes
playing
his
is
way
my
to the
Horse
south
Prince.
Side, that missile passing halfway now.
Oh,
Both
there it is.
two zones
Okay.
in control of Nick at Night. He will have the missiles. We see it starts to point towards In Control's base.
Let's see if In Control can get around to
Yeah.
that top corner, able to halt that missile. He does contest the missile, putting it into the yellow position.
Yeah, very important, of course, blocking the
I feel like
passing of
Super
those
Mario
units is
Run
a
was
big factor
pretty
to the
fun.
Strategy. Holding those locations is so crucial as In Control
As far as mobile
begins
games
to secure
go.
the northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks. He takes the top, that missile,
And that
fires off.
Wow.
And Nick at Night, one shot away from being knocked out here, as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In Control's very heady artillery forces are doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
And we can see as more of Nick and Knight's forces move up towards that north position, those harvesters, of course, very crucial, very important to protect those as your economy allows you to get these big late game units. The units are going to come out a bit more slowly as you get more of them on the field. But In Control, just spreading his forces out, trying to hold this advantage that
I'm
he's
not
had
really
so
going in
far.
with too many
Nick and Knight is trying to
expectations.
get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking
And I feel like
ripping
that's
through
probably
again
the
those
best
infantry.
thing to do is to go in expecting
Another
nothing,
drill pod
because
we're seeing with some flame tanks.
then
Yeah,
it's harder to be
bringing the flank, of course,
disappointed
those
when you
flames
don't
do
expect anything,
amazing
right?
damage to the infantry, help to clean that out. Meanwhile, two more tanks coming out from Nick at Night to try and secure those positions. He brings out the laser infantry on the south side as well to deal with that tank, going for counters, trying to scout out and see what your opponent is doing and make the proper response is so important in strategy.
Absolutely. Nick and Knight cruising around, thinking about harassing
You know,
those
the reason that
harvesters,
they're
coming
playing
around
an
to the
entire
far
game of this
side
while
for
providing
those rhinos.
commentary is
Looks like he's
because
really
there's
pressing
no
it.
way to make a trailer about this look exciting at all.
Get close to firing with
It's just not
three
visually
zones in control
dynamic.
For Nick and Knight, looking
It's
to
just-
set things back the other way. In Control trying to rally
Yeah,
his
there's
forces.
no
He doesn't
way to
want
make this
engage
look
with just one or
good
two units. He wants to
unless
move all of them
you
together,
already, I guess,
create a good flank
like
position,
these
take
sorts of
over that
games.
south
And we're seeing the first mech unit from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip, and this is watch out for this missile.
And Nick and
There
Knight's
it
gonna
goes.
fire that one off and settle for
Yeah.
next missile.
That's what
is
the
gonna
announcers are
end
there
it.
for. That's their job right now, is to try to sell this to an audience full of uninterested people.
Forces. But Nick at Knight's done a great job of getting map presence and now also harassing the economy of
There he
In
is.
Control.
Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going to do some serious damage.
That missile just passed halfway ready. He's also bringing out his first air unit to deal with those.
A lot going on here.
It's got a lot of range, that big boy, and In Control just needs to hold
This
them
missile is
together.
nearly going to fire.
It can be
That's
stolen at
80%.
any
Where's it going to go? Is he going to be able to get it
Daryl,
off?
you're opting for the JRPG fan service approach. Classy.
That was epic.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see Shenmue 3 at the Sony conference later on this at this
Any
E3.
thoughts, guys?
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was
Thank you
awesome.
so
We saw a
much.
little bit of everything right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Nathanius, Nick and Knight, and In Control.
People are like,
Ladies
yay,
and
it's
gentlemen,
over.
What you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals. Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players complete, continuous control of their armies in quick, competitive head-to-head matches that are fueled by skill and strategy. Now, Rivals will be coming to iOS and Android devices, but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals. The studio has been having an absolute blast playing this game, and we can't wait
are some
Please let us know.
are some comments not showing up?
Thank you.
If so, let me see if I can fix that. Because it defaults to a... Here, let's do this. Yeah, that's what I thought happened. It looks like it defaulted to top chat. Let's switch that to live chat. There we go. I think that's probably what happened there. Thanks, Data 313. Oh, okay. Well, I guess here's the trailer that they couldn't have just shown us. Why did they have a guy taking a hood off in the middle of a desert? What did that have to do with that?
For a new generation.
I guess we'll find out.
Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I am blessed to be able to work with some of the most creative people on the planet who come to work every day to create amazing entertainment. And what I can say about all of those teams, and what I can say about us, is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so, as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice, is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices,
I really wish that
you are treated fairly,
that there was like little
that no one is given
lower
an
thirds here that would
unfair
show us like
advantage or
who people are that are
disadvantage for
talking.
how they choose to
So I'm like,
play.
who is this guy?
That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded
Like, is
and
he
you are given value
an important person at EA, or is he just a guy
and
with a
most
British
importantly,
accent?
that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are
He is the
experiences
CEO?
that truly
Okay.
enhance your lives. And so, as we think through all the things that we're trying to do, know that we want to be better and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound.
It's an Australian accent.
Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges in our games, logging millions of hours in support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world.
I do at least appreciate that he's not giving us fake
representation
enthusiasm.
And equality are not something
We're
we
just getting no
strive for,
enthusiasm.
they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday threat. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for being with us. And
Yeah,
thanks for the
if I was the
incredible
CEO of
privilege making
EA
games
and
for all of you.
universally
Now,
despised
without
by all of
further ado,
gaming,
let's take
I
a
wouldn't
look
be
at
enthusiastic to stand on a stage in front of them either.
The gods vanished and left our world in
What do we got
chaos. Creating, altering, destroying. Anthem is all that remains.
Anthem. Okay.
There's a storm coming. These walls can't protect us forever.
You can tell they're cool because they did the superhero 3-point landing.
Wants to destroy us all.
Got some muse going in the background. That's nice, at least. Some Knights of Sidonia. I mean, they kind of ruined it, but... Oh wait, it's not Knights of Sidonia. I can't remember the name of the song. Oh well.
How cool was that trailer? You guys have seen it
It
a
was
couple
alright.
times, and it's still cool every time I see it. So I know all of you, like me, have had tons of questions about Anthem since last year because we're all BioWare fans. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of the show, and we're going to take a deep dive into Anthem. So I'm going to bring out some members of the BioWare team to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Casey Hudson, Mark Dara, and Kathleen Rutzart. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming out today. Just got a little game to show, right? Yep. It's going to be very exciting. So Casey, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get started with you. So now we know that you all started, or Casey, you started your career at BioWare way back in the day, but you took a couple years
player versus
off,
environment
but before
only.
you came back, you actually worked on
that's
Anthem
good.
before you left.
Yeah, that's right.
Co-op.
So, you know, first of all, it's amazing to be back. It's awesome to be making games for BioWare fans. You know, we have the best fans. So it's been super satisfying to come back to it. And, you know, I just want to be able to continue the legacy of the studio. And that's kind of where it started with Anthem, is just thinking about, you know, what is the evolution of a BioWare game? And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, you know, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, you know, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, you know, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on the side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really
That's
love
a step in the right direction, at
story
least.
from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story is about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now, you can build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we've tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world is really dangerous, and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're experiencing together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing. And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single-player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my action. And this is where your story really lives and breathes.
It sounds like a reason to tack on
way,
always-on
we're
authentication.
able to combine that impact
It's
and
a
agency
shared
of a
world.
single-player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op.
Because it like simulates the same weather for everybody at the same time.
Story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear
It's a single-player game with online elements that probably
continue
requires you to be
play in our
online, I
world.
guess.
When they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age, players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in
I
a
already
way
finished Shining
that
Force,
we can
Mattias.
actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new storyline and
I
plot.
do appreciate that they're talking
I'm
about
certainly not going to complain
a story-driven
about more story.
game
I don't
here
think anybody out there
with,
is going to either.
you know,
So,
character
Kevin, I wanted
choices
to ask
making
you,
a difference.
From a writing perspective, since you are the lead writer, can you speak to what it's like to create a new world like Anthem from the beginning?
Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that
Well, it's not
we're
Destiny 'cause
creating
it's an
something new
offline
and
game.
mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of
Mostly,
the
I
premise
guess.
of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those things pushing against each other means that the world is constantly being reshaped in new and unpredictable ways.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters.
Flying around seems
it's a
pretty
dangerous
cool.
environment that you need to wear.
I'm guessing that
a
there's
powered
probably
armor, a
some
javelin to be safe
third-person
in.
shooting
Now,
involved.
something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property, or IP, as we've been saying. Now, you know, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like
Hey,
from
Rudy.
scratch?
Welcome.
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. You know, and really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, you know, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there, we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening right now.
I'd like to see some
so
gameplay.
the world is always changing.
Besides, like, flying around
weather,
on
the,
a jetpack.
Storms, seasons, and yeah, it's a really great concept to write for, because what it means is it gives us the opportunity to drop into the world, almost in real time, a dramatic event that changes the world for everyone. And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these Javelin exosuits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally, the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game.
Okay, so I can kind of see
but the
why
thing to
people are
remember
comparing this
is,
to
like
Destiny,
Captain said, you're not
just
your
based
suit.
on the
You are a freelancer, a pilot. which means
the
you can
looks of the
decide
characters
which
here.
suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage with, or the javelins that your friends are using. So really what this allows us to do is we've built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own.
They
unique
look like they were
abilities.
made
Let's
from
take
used
a
car
look
parts.
At the Ranger now. The Ranger is a more generalized suit, able to do a lot of different things. Really designed for up close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized.
So it's all over the shoulder
but able to really
shooty stuff.
pack in big weapons that let them devastate the battlefield.
I'm just going to say the Storm looks like it's going to be my favorite. I'm sure you guys out there are picking your faves right now, too. So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have
doesn't
seen,
look like
asking for
much of an RPG.
people out there to send us your questions. And the first
mean,
one
so
is going to
far.
be from
We'll see.
Sweet Nicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through gear and weapons, but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual
One of those looked like a
geometry of the
M7 suit.
itself. We want teams to be able to do this as well. And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when, loot box, cosmetics.
Yeah, so
Good
we are
question.
going to have some cosmetics and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So
Good.
that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey. We talked earlier
Get it?
about
'Cause
this
she's a girl.
being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem is going to work?
Yeah, it really is about the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So you want to get a few people together of different classes. So I think here we're going to see the Colossus, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay. If we can have a look at that. So heavy
It was nice of her to
artillery,
remind us
being
all of
really
that
strong,
fact.
in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above. And then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that. But what I love is you don't just run around, you're swimming and flying as well.
So it's interesting because at the Slate Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that, that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now, going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun, even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that? All right, so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark,
Yeah.
Casey,
How about more of
Kathleen,
that
for
Command and
talking to me
Conquer
about
game?
Anthem today. We're going to go ahead and roll the gameplay now. Enjoy, everybody.
answer. Time to get to work.
Faye said these bastards made some kind of acid. They're using it as a weapon.
So, find where they're making this garbage and shut it all down.
I take it this is where the gameplay starts. So there's a compass at the top here. Choose your weapons on the HUD on the far right. Mission objective at the top right, top left.
Owen?
Hit points.
What's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
No minimap.
Right. Checking out the scar camp some more.
Look at all the weapons! Oh, and the turrets! Better move quickly.
Minefield. That's okay, I'll just put up a shield and run next to them. That's fine.
There's a shaper relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you? See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation. Loads of scars nearby. Be careful. Return them to the relic. You've got to silence it fast.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is probably looking a little more closely related to
Disaster averted. Do you think we get
like
a bonus
the
for...
Borderlands games.
Wait, something's happening.
Than
What the hell was that?
I think that was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position. On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it, and we should find the source.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. The that crack about hazard pay was pretty grating.
Yep, and that was actually just a short version of the full demo that we brought here to LA. So if you want to come by the Anthem Theater here at EA Play, you can check out the game live.
So I'm sure the question on everyone's minds, when do we get to play?
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
So mark your calendars, everybody. Fire off your tweets.
But when does it come to Switch?
Thank you so much again to Casey and the entire BioWare team. I know you guys have that awesome theater outside, so I will see you guys there.
All right.
Give it up for Casey Hudson, everybody.
I'm probably gonna skip it. I mean,
also
I'm
want to
definitely
give a
gonna
big
skip
thank
it
you to all of the
'cause it's not an
developers who
RPG,
showcased their games today,
but,
and everybody working hard at their studios back home around the world. Let's
doesn't
give
look
them
like-
all a round of applause.
It doesn't look terrible.
Now, some of what you saw today, you guys have to wait to play. But you guys, EA has so much available right now. Now, for those of you keeping score, you can get your free trial of FIFA 18's World Cup today. And Andrew told us about the free trial of Origin Access. Yarny is back with a buddy in Unravel 2, which is also available today. Plus, you can take on your friends in Command & Conquer Rivals starting today as well. Now, that's a lot of available stuff that's out today. Is anybody ready to go home and download anything? No? You're like, I just want to go outside into the fan fest. I get it, I get it. So I want to let you guys know to keep your streams going because in just a few moments, the FIFA 18 World Cup live tournament is going to begin. I'm going to head outside and check out the games, but I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
She seems like a pretty good presenter overall, all things considered. Like, she's not stumbling over her words. She's not nervous in front of a large audience. And, seems pretty well spoken. Especially, like, compared to someone like me. Put me up on a stage like that, I'd be so bad. But she did alright. Forced enthusiasm, or, you know, notwithstanding. So was this the end? Guess it must have been. Feels like the end. No?
Hi guys, man.
Okay, yeah, that's the end. Okay, cool. Well, let's not watch that. Alright. Well, no RPGs this time, guys. But we did see a couple of really interesting looking games. What was that first one? There was the Unraveled 2 that caught my eye. That was pretty neat looking. And then the game that they showed pretty soon afterwards was what was that? It's something about the ocean or the sea, Sea of Solitude. That looked really cool too. Yeah, Sea of Solitude. So those two games I think are the ones that pulled the most attention from me, and it's funny because it's none of EA's like main stuff. So well, there's not really a whole lot to talk about though, other than that. So thanks for keeping me company, guys, with the EA stream, and tomorrow we'll be covering all of them in real time this time, not just catching up. And we will see what happens. So thanks again for keeping me company, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.